Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. Happy 2017. Let's kick off this reading year with fantastic January TBR. Now several of these books obviously tie into my reading goals for 2017, but I haven't told you my reading goals for 2017 yet, so that video will be coming out soon, so look out for it. So this is kind of like a spoiler alert for that video. These books are in no particular order. I've no idea what order I'm going to read them in, but these are the books I intend to read. The first book that I'm pretty definite I'm going to read is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the sequel to Illuminae, the second book in the Illuminae files. I read Illuminae last year, really enjoyed it. Wasn't 100% taken with it, but actually I found it easy reading and I'm intrigued to carry on the story. And it's just written in a really interesting way, and I think that actually, if I'm honest, that kind of gimmick, that novelty, is a large part of the reason that I'm going to read it again, because it is easy reading. It's not a really challenging read. Not 100% sure whether I would have carried on the series if it were in novel format, but if it's as good as Illuminae I won't be disappointed, but I'm hoping that it will pick up and get better. The second book that I'm planning to read this month is on my Kindle, and that is Dead Mountain. It's a story about a group of hikers who went hiking in Russia, I think, and died in mysterious circumstances, and there are lots of really intriguing details. I'm quite fascinated by that kind of unsolved mystery thing, although it does scare the bejesus out of me. But I'm not planning to hike in Russia anytime soon, so I should be okay. This was a book that was gifted to me by Liz Schubert, who I haven't heard anything from in a yonk, so I'll link her below and we can hopefully inspire her to make some more videos. And it is part of my reading goal for 2017 to read more non-fiction, so true story, looking forward to it. The third book that I'm planning to read is The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. Now I saw this in a bookshop absolutely ages ago, definitely the first half of last year, and the cover made me want to read it straight away, because the cover has the, you know, the picture, the girl symbol coming out of the boy symbol. What does it say? Two outsiders, two secrets. David longs to be a girl, Leo wants to be invisible. And I think it's about their friendship, and I think actually this is going to be a really interesting book for me. I think it's going to deal with a lot of issues that aren't spoken about very publicly and should be, things that need to be considered more normal, and also a way into my head of being more aware of these issues and how children might be dealing with them. I'm really fascinated by this book, really fascinated by it. And the final book that I plan to read this month, well, not necessarily the final book I will read, but the final book I plan to read, is Graven Hunger by somebody, by Harriet Goodwin. Oops, shiny, shiny. I don't know an awful lot about this book. It was recommended to me by a colleague who is an English leader for the county. It sounded like a really good book. It was one that I bought to read to my class, but we're reading a different book at the moment, and I couldn't wait any longer, so I plan to read it to myself, and then maybe they'll let me read it to them. As I said, I don't know too much about it, but it does tie in with my target this year to read more books that are aimed at children, to motivate and inspire the children that I teach to read. So I'm hoping that this will then be a book I can talk to them about, and maybe some of them will want to read it. So that's my TBR for January. It's not too ambitious. I feel that 4 books is probably what I'm going to be aiming for most months. Whether I achieve it or not, who sodding well cares? Not me. As you will see in my targets video. Could I have plugged my target video any more? I don't think so. I'm determined this year to be less worried about number of books that I've read, and I'm more worried about enjoying them. So these 4 books are all books that I've really looked forward to reading for a while, and that's the most important thing. So thoroughly excited about my reading month in January. If you've read any, let me know what you thought. Maybe you will inspire me to read one a bit quicker than the others. Let me know what you're reading in January. I like the feeling of starting afresh in January and actually feeling like anything is achievable. So let's make January great. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.